Tonight on Phoenix 14 News. Al-Dasari's plan, the materials a Texas student planned to use to create an explosive device, are used for educational purposes right here at Elon.
Pile driving students and faculty crazy in West area. What is causing this distraction and when it will stop?
Life without Facebook. An Elon student is living it. Why she decided to stay unconnected in a digitally connected age, and how these social networks can be used for networking.
Phoenix 14 is live across campus tonight, covering the stories that matter to you. I'm Jasmine Spencer.
And I'm Mallory Lane. Phoenix 14 News starts right now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. Watch out for wild weather tonight. The wind advisory just expired at the top of 6 o'clock hour, and the gusts are up to 45 miles per hour can still blow through our area tonight.
Here at Elon, we are still in a severe thunderstorm watch until 9 p.m. The National Weather Service warns people, and especially drivers, to take extra caution. Winds of this speed could knock down tree branches and pick up light objects.
Elon student Taylor Zachary was arrested Thursday after Burlington police searched his apartment for drugs. This is a story you'll find only on 14.
Police found more than 4 pounds of marijuana in his apartment and sent Elon campus and town police officers to campus to talk with him.
That's where our story begins tonight, and that's where Nick Auctioner is live. Nick?
Mallory and Jasmine, Elon student Taylor Zachary was sitting in a classroom just like this one when police came to his room to question him about marijuana that they found sitting in his apartment. According to police, Zachary was uncooperative, and that's what led them to take him away in handcuffs. Chief of Police Chuck Gantos and his officers don't usually arrest students in class.
We've done it one time other than this in 4 years, so it's not common.
But he says when his officer and a detective with the town police showed up to question Zachary, he refused to cooperate.
It would have been much easier if he had just walked outside, and easier for him as well as for the officers.
Ganto says because Zachary refused to walk out of his classroom and talk with police officers about the marijuana they found in his room, he was arrested there on the spot. But the fact that police came to a classroom to question Zachary in the first place has people talking. Phoenix 14's talked to students and professors today who think that going into a classroom to question a student about a crime is just too far.
In terms of us being able to tell the police agency, you cannot come on our campus, we cannot do that. We would be interfering with their process.
Jackson says the practice of police pulling students out of class for questioning is something the university can't stop.
I don't think it's a matter of saying it's okay. We don't have a choice. We can't, tell them not to do that.
But he admits that there are some situations where it may be too much.
If they don't have a warrant, then it sounds like they would not, sound like there could be a choice there.
Yeah, there was no warrant in this case. So did they make the right choice then?
I don't know. I don't have any direct information. All my information is secondhand.
And even though Jackson believes the choice to disrupt class to question students in a criminal matter is one that's up for discussion, ultimately, he says preventing police authorities to do so could put the university at risk.
There are times in which we do want to protect the university from illegal activities or people who engage in those activities, and sometimes those are students.
Now, we reached out to Zachary to get his version of Thursday's arrest, but he declined to comment. We'll continue to follow this story and bring you updates on the web at our website, phoenix14news.wordpress.com, throughout the week. Jasmine?
A handicapped student goes to park but finds unlikely people breaking the law right here on campus. University vehicles, including the Elon campus police cars, have been spotted in handicapped spaces. Jeff Ackerman has the story of one student frustrated with her parking situation. Jeff?
Thanks, Jasmine. Jess McDonald broke her foot and got a handicap parking pass to use around campus. But when she tried to park in spots reserved for handicapped students, she found other cars there instead. These days, it's hard for junior Jess McDonald to get around. She broke her foot a few weeks ago and now uses a handicap parking pass to park on campus. Making it harder for her to get around are all the cars illegally parked in handicapped spaces, including campus police vehicles and students.
I have come to Colonnades before, and there will be like one spot left, and it's the furthest spot away when there's 2 police officers parked closer.
After facing this problem over the last week, McDonald says it's time that others on campus know about it too.
I guess we just need to keep an eye on what's going on, and if things don't get better, maybe we can have some kind of awareness raising event.
That's where McDonald's friend, junior Maggie Castor, comes in. She's outraged that university vehicles are taking up these reserved spaces.
Right here we have a university vehicle that's actually been here since Wednesday.
Castor got so angry she decided to do something about it. First, she reported police officers using handicapped spaces.
And that was sort of awkward because I was reporting the police to the police who were doing it.
She says campus police officers need to be ticketed like any other student would. So she took the issue to Facebook, hoping to spread the word to students who are also parking in the spots.
Here, this car just pulled up. I don't see a sticker in the front, so it's something that's still an issue.
Castor and McDonald took pictures of campus dining vehicles taking up handicapped spaces and aren't sure why it seems to them that campus police haven't done anything about it. With pictures in hand, we headed to campus safety and police to see what Chief of Police Chuck Gantos had to say. Is this something that you tolerate?
No, in fact, when that came to our attention, we immediately checked into it, and we in fact did have an officer that had parked her vehicle in a handicapped spot, and that's not acceptable.
Gantos agrees that campus police officers cannot park in handicapped spots.
It better never happen again, yes.
It's important to point out that Castor also has some support from university officials. She was directed to Brooke Barnett, who helps promote diversity awareness on campus. Castor says Barnett has assured her the problem won't continue, and she even has the support of Smith Jackson. Stay with Phoenix 14 for more on whether the situation has improved. Jasmine?
Here's what we're following in Crime Watch tonight. Former Elon student Jordan McMahon pled guilty to 1 count of felony possession of marijuana last week. Court documents show that McMahon is sentenced to 18 months of supervised probation and 150 hours of community service. McMahon was arrested last March by Town of Elon police during a drug investigation. At the time of his arrest, McMahon was also charged with 2 other charges, but those were dropped as a part of his plea deal.
An Elon student is facing vandalism charges after she was caught with a spray can. Campus police arrested freshman Catherine Applebaum early Saturday. Another student, Peter Gallagher, was given a citation in connection with the vandalism. Captain Vicky Molman says he was not arrested, but he will go to court to determine the amount of the citation. Campus Police Chief Chuck Gantos says they are still investigating profanity and pornographic images spray painted on campus 2 weeks ago.
Local ties to the Texas student charged with attempting to use a weapon of mass destruction. Khalid Aldasari ordered chemicals from Burlington-based South Carolina Biomedical Supply Company. The day after shipping Aldasari's order, CBS employees noticed something concerning about the order and had it canceled. Carolina Biological CEO Jim Parrish told Phoenix 14 News he is glad his company was able to notice the signs.
This could have been a real tragedy, so the FBI has been just tremendous in sorting all this stuff out, and I'm proud of our employees who saw something suspicious happening and raised it, and we were able to report it to the FBI.
In his first court appearance Friday, Aldasari says he will plead not guilty. His next court appearance is in 2 weeks.
A college student in Lubbock, Texas is charged with attempting to use improvised explosives.
David Hodges is here to tell us more about what the FBI says he's trying to do.
Khalid Aldasari was caught on a tip from Carolina Biological right here in Burlington. The FBI says he tried to order phenol, a chemical used to make picric acid, and a compound closely related to TNT. I talked to an Elon chemistry professor who told me the ingredients are easy to find, and you'd be surprised at how simple it is to build a bomb.
It's really dangerous stuff. And if he was not really trained in chemistry, and I don't know that, I haven't heard whether he is or not yet, chances are the apartment complex he was living in probably would have left Earth.
Gene Grimley is a chemistry professor here at Elon and has experience with the compound also known as TNP. He says that making it is dangerous but doable.
What's the likelihood that he would be able to actually
Pull this off?
pull this off?
Oh, he could. It is simple enough to pull it off. It's, you know, we've got these drug labs, for example, that people can set up in the garage or in a kitchen or, you know, in a trailer. It's not that difficult.
TNP was first used during World War I as an explosive. It's so powerful that a ship once carrying it in Nova Scotia caught fire and exploded.
with a fifth of the force as the bomb dropped on Hiroshima.
It just flattened a 2 square mile area, killed 2,000 people, and hurt 9,000 more.
Now, the agents used to create TNP are readily available and often found in college chemistry labs. While it takes many kilograms of the compound to make it really dangerous, Dr. Grimley says figuring out how to turn it into a weapon doesn't require much research.
The formulas are out there, and not only that, but the instructions are out there. So what I think the main ingredient is what is your mindset?
Now, while the ingredients are fairly common, if someone other than a professor or chemist orders them, it sets off red flags, and that's what led authorities to Al-Dasari. At one time, actually, Elon had TNP. In 1987, Dr. Grimley was taking inventory of the science department and found a jar of picric acid. He says they carefully moved the jar out of the building and took it to a clear location and shot the jar to dispose of it. And as you can tell by the video behind me, it's something that other schools have had to do before too. So to Dr. Grimley, TNP poses enough a threat to students that it's not worth having around, and obviously it's something you don't want in the hands of the wrong person. Mallory?
Bedbugs are gone after a short stay at Elon. The affected suite was in Maynard, according to a student living there. The suite was treated Friday to remove the critters. Bedbugs do not transmit human diseases like mosquitoes do, but they do bite. If you've been bitten by one, go to the health center for an evaluation and report it to your residential area office. No other cases have been reported at this time.
Students living in the Crest apartments will have new landlords. According to Residence Life, the university is renting the off-campus apartments. The apartments are now considered on-campus housing and will be used to ensure there is adequate housing for freshmen and sophomores when North area construction begins. Res Life says they are still trying to determine the cost of rent for their apartments and how current renters hoping to squat their space will be handled. The BioBus does stop at these apartments and will continue to do so next year. Coming up on Phoenix 14 News tonight, shaking classrooms and disruption in dorms, how construction on the new town center is affecting all of campus. Plus, we'll tell you when it's going to stop.
Do you want to eat healthy on campus? We'll show you how to stack your plate at the dining hall.
Deployed to Afghanistan, we'll hear from one Elon grad as he gets ready to move out.